chemical reactions and equations chapter quick revision. Okay, so first we will revise what is chemical reaction. Okay, so chemical reaction means it is a process. Chemical reaction means it is a process. In this process, I told you already, new substances are formed. In this process, new substances are formed with new properties. New substances are formed with new properties. So it is called as a chemical reaction. So what will happen if chemical reaction takes place? Okay, if chemical reaction takes place, a chemical change will occur. A chemical change will occur. Okay, so for example, I told you milk changing into curd. Okay, so milk will change into curd. When it will change into curd, milk will change into curd if some chemical reactions take place in milk. So if chemical reactions take place in milk, the milk will change into curd. We will call this change as a chemical change. We will call this change as chemical change. So whenever a chemical reaction occurs, chemical change will take place. Okay. So what is chemical reaction? It is a process in which new substances are formed with new properties. So the chemical reaction, if it occurs, chemical change will take place. So for example, milk to curd. The next one is characteristics of a chemical reaction. Characteristics of a chemical reaction. What are the characteristics of a chemical reaction? The first one is evolution of gas. Evolution of gas. So if gas is released in any chemical reaction, okay, if gas is released during any reaction, we can say that chemical reaction has taken place. For example, we studied in metals and non-metals lesson. Metals will react with acid to form salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, salt and hydrogen gas. So here the gas is released. So this is an example for a chemical reaction. For example, during our respiration, which gas we will be inhaling? We will be inhaling oxygen gas. But which gas is coming outside? Carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Yes or no? During respiration. So respiration is an example for a chemical reaction. So the next one is change in temperature. So if there is change in temperature, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. Change in temperature means what? Temperature can increase or temperature can decrease during the reaction. Okay. So temperature can increase or temperature can decrease during a chemical reaction. So whenever there is a change in temperature, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. Okay. Temperature is increasing. Okay. Or temperature is decreasing. Okay. Suppose if the reaction is taking place by the release of heat. Suppose if in a reaction heat is released, we will call that reaction as exothermic reaction. If heat is released during a reaction, we will call that reaction as exothermic reaction. If heat is absorbed during a reaction, we will call that as endothermic reaction. If heat is released, we will call it as exothermic reaction. When heat is absorbed, we will call it as endothermic reaction. Understood? So this is the first characteristic, this is the second characteristic. The third characteristic is change in color. So change in color is an example for an characteristic of reaction. So if there is a change in color, we can say a chemical reaction has taken place. For example, we can take a simple example, rusting of iron. So what will be the color of iron? Iron metal, you know, yes or no? After rusting, what will happen to its color? It will change into brown color. Okay, so during rusting of iron, the color is changing to brown color. The color of the iron changes to brown. So we can say during rusting, a chemical reaction has taken place. Okay, so the fourth characteristic is change in state. Change in state means solid is changing into liquid, liquid is changing into gas, or solid is changing into gas. So this is called as change in state. Okay, so this one we can take example as burning of wax. Burning of wax. So melting we are not doing, we are doing burning. We are going to burn the wax. Wax, you know, it will be in which state? Solid state. When you burn, what will happen? The solid wax will change into gas. Okay, melt panna it will change into liquid, but when you burn, it will change into gas. So this is an example for change in state. So whenever there is a change in state, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. Okay, so the last one is formation of precipitate. Formation of precipitate. Precipitate means an insoluble substance. So whenever an insoluble substance is formed during a chemical reaction, we can say that whenever an insoluble substance is formed during a change, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. Melting the solid wax will change into liquid, but burning the solid wax will change into gas. Okay, so understood what is chemical reaction? What are the, when chemical reaction occurs, chemical change will occur. What are the characteristics? Evolution of gas, change in temperature, change in color, change in state, formation of precipitate. So with this we are completing the introduction of chemical reaction. Next we will study what is chemical equation. Chemical equation. Chemical equation means if we represent the chemical reaction. So chemical equation means representing the chemical reaction with the symbols. With the symbols. Representing the chemical reaction with the help of symbols. For example, I am taking a chemical reaction. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. This is one chemical reaction. This reaction, what I am going to do is, I am going to write with the help of the symbols. What is the symbol for magnesium? Mg. What is the symbol for oxygen? O2. What is the symbol for magnesium oxide? MgO. So if I write the chemical reaction with the help of the symbols, we will call it as chemical equation. Now how many magnesium is there this side? 1. This side? 1. Oxygen, this side it is 2, this side it is 1. Okay. So this is an unbalanced equation. Okay. So if you represent a chemical reaction with the help of symbols, it is called as a chemical equation. So chemical equation, it is of 2 types. There are 2 types of chemical equation. First one is balanced chemical equation, and the next one is unbalanced chemical equation. So balanced chemical equation means the mass of the reactants. So first you must know what is reactant and what is product. Okay. Suppose this arrow mark in the chemical equation. This arrow mark, it shows the direction of the reaction. Okay, this arrow mark shows the direction of the reaction. So the substances which are taking part in the reaction, it is called as reactant. So what is reactant? The substances which are taking part in the chemical reaction. Okay, the new substance which is formed, that new substance is called as the product. The new substance which is formed, it is called as the product. So understood what is reactant, what is product, what does this arrow mark indicate? Okay. So balanced chemical equation means mass of the reactants will be equal to mass of the products. Mass of the reactants will be equal to mass of the products. Reactants means what? The substances which are taking part in the reaction, that is only reactant. So the reactant side mass should be equal to the product side mass. Then it is called as balanced chemical equation. Unbalanced equation means the mass of the reactants, it will not be equal to mass of the products. Mass of the reactants, it will not be equal to the mass of the products. Okay. So mass of the reactants will not be equal to mass of the products. So the balanced chemical equation, it will always obey the law of conservation of mass. It will always obey the law of conservation of mass. Unbalanced equation, it does not obey the law of conservation of mass. It does not obey law of conservation of mass. The unbalanced chemical equation, it is also called as skeletal equation. It is also called as skeletal equation. So understood what is chemical equation, what is reactant, what is product, what is a balanced chemical equation, what is an unbalanced chemical equation. Okay. Now why we should always balance the equation? Why we should always balance the equation? Why we should always balance an equation? Because we have to satisfy one law. What is that law we have to satisfy? We have to satisfy the law of conservation of mass. So to satisfy this law of conservation of mass, always we should balance the chemical equation. Okay. So what is law of conservation of mass? Mass can neither be created nor destroyed. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed. That means what? We cannot create mass, we cannot destroy mass. Always mass will be same. Okay. So mass of the reactants should always be equal to mass of the products. That is only law of conservation of mass. To obey and satisfy this law, we have to balance the chemical equation always. Okay. So balancing the chemical equation. Balancing the chemical equation. Suppose if you want to balance the chemical equation, why we are balancing the equation? To satisfy the law of conservation of mass. Suppose if you want to balance the chemical equation, you must remember 2 points. First, always you should balance the which number? Greater number. You should always balance the greater number by multiplication. Always balance the greater number by multiplication. If you are not able to balance the greater number by multiplication, if you are not able to do the first point, then you should do the second point. What is the second point? You should always change the odd number to even number. You should always change the odd number to even number. Okay, so this is what the steps you should follow to balance the chemical equation. So we will balance some equations. Okay, so we will do the first example, how to balance the equation. Okay, so Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Okay, so how to balance this equation? Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. First, you must write what are the elements present and how much it is present in the reactant side and product side. So what are all the elements present? Fe is present, hydrogen is present, and then oxygen is present. Okay, so Fe, this side it is 1, this side it is 3. Hydrogen, this side it is 2, this side also it is 2. Okay, oxygen, this side it is 1 and this side it is 4. So which is the greater number? 4 is the greater number. So which one we have to balance first? We have to balance oxygen first. Okay, so can I change this 1 into 4 by multiplication? Yes. So 1 into 4. So which side I am writing this 4? In the reactant side, in the oxygen's place. So reactant la rendu compounds irukku, rendu reactants irukku. So where oxygen is present in this reactant. Okay, so here only I should write this 4. So what I will get? Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Now you check again how many atoms are there.
Sir,
Here Fe1, here Fe3. Hydrogen, 4 2s are 8. Hydrogen, here it is 2. Oxygen, 4 1s are 4. Here it is 4. So oxygen we have balanced. What is the next greater number? 8. Okay, hydrogen 8. Okay, so how we can balance this? Can I multiply this 2 into 8 by multiplication? Yes, 2 4s are 8. So where hydrogen is present? In the product side. Okay, so product side where hydrogen is present? Here. So here you have to write this 4. So Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Okay, so again check Fe, H and O. Fe here it is 1, here it is 3. Hydrogen 4 2s are 8, here also 4 2s are 8. Oxygen 4 1s are 4, here also 4. Now what is left out? Iron. Can I change this 1 into 3 by multiplication? Yes. So 1 into 3 in the reactant side. So this is my reactant side. Here iron is present. So here I will write 3. So 3 Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Okay. So now you check iron, hydrogen, oxygen. How much is present? Iron here 3, here also 3. Hydrogen 4 2s are 8, here also 4 2s are 8. Oxygen 4 1s are 4, here also it is 4. So the equation is balanced. Okay. So this is an example where we are balancing the greater number by multiplication. Next one example I will do. In that we will not be able to balance by multiplication. Okay, that case what we have to do? We have to change the odd number into even number. So that we will study now.
Sir, Fe3O4 na ferric sulfate.
Ferric oxide.
Oxide.
Okay.
Sodium plus
Yes, Na plus H2O gives NaOH plus H2. So one equation is given like this. Okay, so first what we have to do, we have to write what are all present here. So here sodium is present, hydrogen is present, and oxygen is present. Sodium, this side it is 1, this side also it is 1. Hydrogen, this side it is 2. Here you see, here 1 and here 2. So totally how many? 1 plus 2, 3 hydrogens. Okay, oxygen here 1, here also it is 1. Okay, so now which is my greater number here? 2 and 3. 3 is my greater number. So can I change this 2 into 3 by multiplication?
No, sir.
No. So we cannot change by multiplication. So what I have to do? I have to change this odd number into even number. So I am getting odd number in the product side. Correct? So product side la hydrogen, where all it is present, you have to check. So here hydrogen is there and here also hydrogen is there. Here how many hydrogens are there? 1. Here how many hydrogens are there? 2. So this 3 hydrogens, it is split as 1 plus 2 in the product side. So this 2, it is already even number. So I should not change this again. But this 1 is a odd number. So this 1 I have to change it into even number. So I have to put into 2. Into 2 if I put, will it change into even number? Yes. So this side hydrogen, I am multiplying by 2. So this number 2 I should write here. Don't write 2 here. Always you should write the number in the front only while balancing the equation. So what is the equation you will get now? Na plus H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2. 2NaOH plus H2. So now sodium, hydrogen, oxygen. So this side 1 sodium, this side 2 sodium, hydrogen, this side 2. Now you check here, here 2 ones are 2 hydrogens, here 2 hydrogens. So 2 plus 2 totally how many hydrogens are there this side? 4. Here oxygen 1, here 2 ones are 2 oxygen. Now can I change this greater number by multiplication? So into 2. So this 2 we are adding in the reactant side. Reactant side where hydrogen is present here. So here I have to write this 2. So I will get Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2. Understood? So sodium, hydrogen, oxygen. Sodium it is 1, this side it is 2. Hydrogens, 2 2s are 4. Here 2 ones are 2 plus 2. Here also it is 4. Oxygen 2 ones are 2. Here also 2 ones are 2. So hydrogen and oxygen we have balanced. Only sodium is left out. So 1 it is easy to change into 2. So you will have to multiply only 2. In the reactant side, in the sodium's place, you have to write this 2. So my balanced equation will be 2Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2.
Sir,
Okay.
oxygen-
Suppose if you are not able to balance the greater number by multiplication, you have to change the odd number into even number.
Sir, அங்க எப்படி சார் ஆக்சிஜனுக்கு 2 வந்தது சார் ப்ராடக்ட்ல?
2 ones are
சார் அங்க இஸ் மேல ஆக்சிஜனுக்கு 2.
2 ones are 2.
ஓகே.
Okay. So understood. Chemical equation part fully we are completing. Chemical equation na enna? What is reactant? What is product? What are the types of chemical equation? Why we should balance chemical equation? And how to balance chemical equation? 2 methods I have done. Okay. Chemical reaction la definition, characteristics of chemical reaction alone we have done. So now we have to study the types of chemical reaction. Okay, that in the next video.